full speed ahead. That's the direction everyone is seeming to follow now that MWC 2015 is upon us, where we get to see the crop of new flagships that are vying for supremacy for the first half of the year. For HTC, it's a never-ending battle in overcoming adversity and achieving total domination in the space with its flagship. Last year, however, the HTC One M8 marveled folks with its evolutionary industrial design, one that was proclaimed by many as being the most beautifully crafted smartphone of 2014. Despite the pleasantries in regards to its design, there were still some aspects of the phone that proved to be way too underwhelming. In particular, HTC's decision to stick with the ultra-pixel rear camera didn't make it a formidable competitor in the camera space. Evolutionary or revolutionary, it's tough for us to validate what HTC is going for with the M9. To the company, they claim it to be even more luxurious than before, which we agree to an extent, but for the most part, there are some minor design changes that make it subtly different from the M8 before it. The footprint, for the most part, remains unchanged, which is a good thing in this age of super big smartphones. For a flagship smartphone, it's undeniably one of the more compact models out there, allowing us to comfortably grasp it in our hand without the need to excruciatingly stretch our hand. Some won't be too bothered or annoyed by this decision, while some might be irked by it, but the HTC One M9 doesn't make the move to Quad HD resolution. Rather, it's the same 5.0-inch 1080 by 1920 LCD display that we're all familiar with. To be fair, the size keeps this flagship far more form-fitting in the hand, unlike some of its more sizable competitors. For what it's worth, 1080p resolution for it is more than effective, allowing all the details to be easily distinguishable to the eye. And of course, all of the qualities from before continue to exist in this panel as well, like its decent viewing angles, neutral color reproduction, and acceptable outdoor visibility. HTC's flagships have never been slow with their performances, so it's no surprise that the same fact is present here with its most latest and prized model. Ticking underneath the hood of this one is the latest and greatest from Qualcomm, a blazingly fast 64-bit based octa-core Snapdragon SoC with 3 GB of RAM, where 4 of its cores are clocked in at 2 GHz, while the other 4 are at 1.5 GHz. Just moving around the interface and doing some basic stuff, there's that constant presence of swiftness and tight response with its operation. Don't worry, it also helps that there are also all of those software optimizations with Android 5.0 Lollipop that help to propel this one on a consistent level. Alas, HTC has finally listened to the critics and decided to bring the phone's rear camera to a respectable level. With last year's model in the M8, HTC opted to pursue its ultra-pixel camera, which to the dismay of many, just couldn't compete in the details department that many of its rivals prided themselves on, so the results were rather disappointing. Looking at the big picture, it's tough to say what's on the horizon for HTC now that its latest flagship model has been announced. In the space, we have several noteworthy flagship smartphones that push the boundaries, such as the case with these phones with Quad HD screens, impressively long battery lives, and cameras that take outstanding photos in all sorts of situations. Personally, we feel as though there was more of a significant evolution from the M7 to the M8, while here with the M8 to the M9, it's more of a subtle, incremental step. In addition, HTC has addressed the main concern of the M8's ultra-pixel camera by blessing the M9 is a beefier size 20-megapixel sensor. However, the results from what we can see are still a bit disappointing, but that can obviously change between now and when the smartphone is officially released. On the software side, though, we have to applaud HTC for enhancing the Sense experience to a higher level. It's still one of the best looking out there, but the new software features in tow, like the various photo effects tool and customizable themes, help to offer enough pleasantries in the experience, and they're not really distracting or redundant. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more.